Throughout the past 3 years, I've gotten fairly accustomed to my Go XLR. This big, clunky thing takes up so much room on my desk. I've been annoyed, but I've gotten used to a lot of the shortcomings and flaws that the Go XLR has. But when Helicon announced that they were just done with Go XLR and they weren't going to update it anymore, they weren't going to add any more features, it just means that someday it's just not gonna work. So I'm getting ahead of the curve by finding a replacement of my Go XLR, but without breaking the bank. You see, I bought my Go XLR for 600 bucks back in 2020 when the whole streaming era happened. And I realized that what I use the Go XLR for is not worth that much at all. Luckily for us, these two products can replace your current microphone, a Go XLR, and on top of that, things like a Stream Deck have more included features and cost less money. So let's talk about what a streamer / content creator actually needs to be able to do. So the first thing is like voice monitoring. You want to be able to monitor your voice while streaming, while recording videos. The next thing, of course, is having physical volume control, being able to control your microphone, people who you're talking to on Discord, different programs that are open within your computer. Now, the last thing is having a ton of hotkey access, being able to switch your scenes, being able to start up different programs at certain times, being able to queue certain things. The problem is that all of these things cost so much money. So let's talk about Fifine's K688 and the turn up volume mixer. I've actually been using the K688 for a few videos now, testing out its ability, testing out how it sounds, and everything that you are listening to right now is and has been coming through the Fifine K688. I was interested in replacing my SM58, which is such a wonderful microphone. It's essentially an SM7B. It's almost the exact same microphone, just different casing. I was looking to replace it with something that looked less like I was performing and more of something like I'm just speaking through a microphone to a camera, more of a laid back feel. And this was the closest thing to it. I feel like it's just because it looks closer to an SM7B. This is an XLR dynamic microphone and it's designed for podcasting, video, music recording, and it features 130 dB SPL to prevent audio distortion and maintain original sound quality. It has a cardioid pattern which reduces background noise, and on top of that, it can go through USB-C or XLR, which is absolutely wonderful for people who want to buy something that kind of future-proofs themselves. They can use it using the USB-C, and the wire comes with the microphone itself, and then later on, if they want to buy something to help make their microphone sound even better, they can upgrade to an XLR port. The XLR interface enhances the audio space while the USB connection provides ease of use with computers. Some of the notable features on it includes a tap to mute gain control for audio volume adjustment and real-time monitoring with the headphone volume control. So I've really enjoyed this microphone for streaming and recording different videos, and as you can see, it already comes with one of those needs that I talked about in the beginning, which is being able to monitor your own voice. And the great thing about it is that it's $20 less than the SM58. It has more features and it sounds just as good. Now, one thing that could be considered a little bit of a drawback for newcomers into the space is that $73 price tag. It is a lot, but out of the microphones in the same range of quality, this is one of the cheapest. Another drawback is that some of the features like the mute button and the monitoring only happens when you use it through USB-C. And also, if you are planning on taking the shock mount off, it is extremely difficult to get back on. My wife and I struggled trying to get the shock mount on and off to flip the microphone around because it comes in the box as if you were to mount it from above you and it would hang down like you would an SM7B. However, if you have a boom arm like this and you don't want your controls on the back to be backwards, then you'll have to take it off the mount, reverse it, put it back on the mount. Now let's move on to part 2 of this combo, which is the turn up volume mixer. This is a good budget Go XLR and Stream Deck combined. Turn up volume mixer offers some extensive control features, including adjusting volume, managing media playback, integrating with programs like OBS Studio, Streamlabs, Voice Meter, and Razer Chroma. It features 5 customizable knobs and 5 programmable buttons, and they all configure through a very user-friendly software. The device supports multiple configurations and can be used with additional units for expanded functionality, and currently it is only $60 on their website. Just like the Go XLR, you are able to take a bunch of programs and add them to a group, and that will be connected to a knob. If you choose it to be a knob, you can also choose one of the 5 buttons below as, switching different profiles or muting all those programs or muting your microphone or basically anything that you can think of you can use with this turn up mixer. That's one of the differences and added features to the turn up mixer in comparison to something like a Go XLR XLR, a beacon, or a wavelength is that you actually have customizable buttons that can go along with it. This is almost like putting one of the audio controllers and a Stream Deck together. It has a good quality feel with the weight on how heavy it is, and also with the knobs and how they turn. It's a small footprint. It doesn't take up that much room on your desk, and also it can be customized with the colors. You can match it to your brand or your streaming setup. And just like I did with the K688, there are a couple drawbacks when using the turnip mixer. One of them being when you are in the software and you are choosing which item to go on what knob specifically, if you have the knob turned up all the way, it's a one click on the side that shows all of the different actions that can go on that knob. If you click one of those actions and your knob is turned up all the way, like let's say you click screen brightness, which is what I did. I clicked screen brightness and my screen's just lit up because the knob was turned all the way to the right. The next drawback for the turnip mixer is actually something that involves something cool about the turnip mixer. So one of the features that this product has is you're able to create multiple profiles, very similar to a Stream Deck. So on a Stream Deck, you can click one of the hotkeys, it'll take you to a new page of buttons, and that can have, something different, like your light settings or different scenes that you want to change to while streaming, or just different hotkeys that you want to press. So you can actually switch back and forth to different profiles by setting up one of the hotkeys to switch profiles. However, this will switch the profiles for the knobs as well. The current knob adjustment that you had for your previous profile, once you click that hotkey, will automatically be applied whenever you hit the hotkey. So my workaround around this was saying, hey, I can have infinite hotkey buttons at the bottom, but I only have 5 different knobs, and that will control all of my audio. The last drawback to using the turnip mixer is that it doesn't have any LCD screens on the buttons themselves. However, when you buy one, Turnip actually sends you a pack of like stickers that you can put on each one. So if you have profiles, you can actually put one up above, put one in the middle, and put one below the button, and that'll show you for which profile you're on what that hotkey actually does. I'm planning on actually making a tutorial on how to use the turnip mixer for a bunch of different things that you could be using on your stream, and that maybe you already are currently using on your stream, using a Stream Deck or a Go XLR or a beacon or something. So expect that in the future. However, we are moving right now, so that'll be probably in a few weeks before I can actually record that video. So now let's get down to the numbers. Let's look at how much this is going to cost you as a creator to use versus going with some of the other big name brands and the other big item things that you could be buying right now on the market. If we look at similar quality items on the market currently, I've been talking a lot about the SM58. The SM58 is $100 around there. You can choose to go with different hardware for your audio controller. So I found the average of like what Razer, Beacon, Go XLR, and Elgato have, and it's around $300. And then if you take the smallest Stream Deck, that right now on Amazon is going for $76. But you add up the price of these two items and it is $130. So while these products do have both their pros and their cons, it is definitely a great duo to start out with, especially if you're starting out streaming currently, and also if you're in the middle of being a content creator or streaming. This duo is definitely worth considering when upgrading your system. Or if you're like me and you have to get rid of your Go XLR because Helicon said, see you later.